Good morning, everybody. I was thinking this morning about what God has to have seen in me. He saved me and He has showered me with so many blessings that I feel I didn't deserve. You know, your purpose. You wonder about your purpose. When I walked out of my parents' home at 17 without even telling them I was leaving, I was being defiant. They had forbidden me to see this particular young man again. Needless to say, that was the reason I left home. To move in with him. When I turned 18, we got married. So after the abuse started, which was almost immediately, at first I thought I deserved it. And understand that abuse doesn't always have to leave bruises. It can be emotional, psychological, or financial. I experienced them all. I share my experiences with domestic violence not for sympathy, but to show you that healing is possible. Because today I am a different person completely. But once you've dealt with domestic violence, you never forget. I've been through nights when I was afraid to sleep in fear of being attacked. I was afraid to talk at times because it may cause me to get punched in the face, even if I was driving. I even had to fight about what I was going to wear. I was grown, but I had to worry about what he thought or how he would feel about what I chose to wear. Our fights only got more and more violent as the years passed. And for a long time, I didn't think I might have made it through. But here I am, still standing. The pain that I faced, the problems that I endured, didn't break me. They built me. Every tear, every setback, every silent battle shaped me into the strong woman I am today. And I owe that to God. I'm not a victim of my past. I'm a testimony of what strength looks like when you don't give up. The young lady my abuser dated after me wasn't so lucky. She got stabbed several times. A few years after that, he married another woman and she lost her life. If you're in a dark place, I want you to know that your story isn't over. You have strength inside of you that you haven't even discovered yet. Your story has power. I'm sharing this part of my journey to remind someone you're not alone. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are healing. When I finally left my abuser for the last time, I felt lost. Every day that the Lord made after that day was the one more step toward the rest of my life. So I asked myself, how do I want this story to go? I was then the mother of two little girls. They could see the sadness in my eyes when they looked at me, and they can feel the pain when they hugged me. I was determined to write the story for the rest of my life by my choice. No, it wasn't easy. We went through breaking restraining orders, contempt of courts, and some things didn't even get reported. There was so many things going on. Nothing seemed to stop him. Yes, I was afraid when I went out. Yes, I was afraid when the phone rang. But I was afraid when I was with him anyway. So why not fight for my freedom? This is where you must believe in your higher power. I believe in God. I knew I could not do it by myself. Man had limited resources. Without God, I was not going to make it. Everything in the courts, everything the councils asked me to do, were telling me I needed to do, was always a step behind him, or he didn't even obey it. It's as though it didn't even matter. I had to grow closer to God to find peace in myself and learn how to counteract the things he was doing. The manipulation that he was using on me, He would tell me he wanted to talk. I have his children. It wasn't fair for me to keep his children from him. I had to figure out a smarter way to do those things without him getting in my head. That wasn't easy because you don't always leave your abuser because you don't love them anymore. You leave them because you learn to love yourself. So, therefore, the love that you still have for them, unfortunately, causes you sometimes not to think about yourself, not remember who you're dealing with. And you make crazy decisions, even after they've beaten you black and blue. If this is someone listening that doesn't understand, just keep on scrolling. I do. Okay. I was a mother. I was only 2 children. I didn't want them to deny them of their father. So it was hard. If you don't have children for the abuser, I can imagine it's almost just as hard. Because you get out into the world and they tell you that these resources are there for you, but they don't work as easy as people say they do. There are all kinds of steps that you have to take. You don't just dial a number and your help is immediately there. It does not quite work that way. When I actually wrote my book and started trying to get into helping people that's suffering from domestic violence, I learned that the resources are not as available as I wish they were, even now today. So I felt like God wanted me to do something more personal. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm trying to be obedient to what He says. I've learned one thing, if nothing else, we are all here for a purpose. I'm just trying to do what God has for me to do. Share my blessings with someone else because He brought me from a very, very long way. And you can too. You can be a blessing to someone else. Save yourself.